Okay, this is the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament, number 55. This is the finals. Pays Evelyn Childsport has been eliminated in the round of 4, which means there's no Pex in the finals. The chat bans were Lulu, Kale, Wukong, and Elise. Now, Lulu gets banned because she's purple, she's short, she has a shield, a health increase, AoE airborne, and a wicked sick slow. She's also really fast and likes to hide behind furniture where you can't get at her. Kale, her damage gets out of control later on in the game because she turns her auto attacks into an AoE. She's fast, she's covered in feathers like a velociraptor, and we didn't know she was a lady for a really long time. Admit it, guys, you didn't know Kale was a girl until you played her. No one else did either. Wukong is Ape Escape. Armor reduction, AoE airborne, difficult to kill, good character to have on your team, synchronizes very well with any other AD character on your team. Elise is 1000% pure Australia. She's made out of spiders and poison. She's hard to kill. She can hide in the sky, and when she's in the sky with that repel, do you use your cooldowns on someone else so that your cooldowns are down when she lands? Or do you save your cooldowns for when she lands and not have cooldowns to use on her teammates?
Gandair, blockers.
They're on.
Oh, they are.
Calm yourself.
Okay.
Chaosos, please calm your...
Accidentally. Anyways.
So that's why you ban Elise, because she's just tricky to deal with. And she does a lot of damage on top of it, so... you want to watch out for that.
Yep. Okay, where are we in the chat? Where are we in talking to the chat bands?
I did the chat bands.
Okay, so that's
why don't you tell us about this champ select screen bands?
Okay.
Chaos OS, right?
Yes, Chaos OS. So, Pantheon. Pantheon, strong global mobility, you gank bot, and then while the enemy team is trying to engage 4v3 top, you man drop top, do lots of AoE damage, and get to clean up because of his free crits, due to his E passive. Jace is a hyperscale. It has a lot of hyperscaling, can do a lot of damage in a very short time if you build Infinity Edge, and has very strong poke. Nidalee has strong poke also, and then is capable of providing a lot of global map control, and then is a fairly strong duelist with Cougar. Cassidon, incredible mobility, does a lot of damage, has a lot of CC, and he does all this while building relatively tanky, which means that you can't kill him. Teemo, strong global map control, has a blind to shut down auto attackers, and everyone hates shrooms. They do so much damage and they're so obnoxious. Kha'Zix, lots of damage, lots of resets, lots of poke, lots of just being a bug everywhere that jumps around and kills people. And if he catches you out alone, his isolation cube will do so much damage. So Gandair, why don't you start to walk us through the beginning of these blue team picks?
I don't know if I can walk you guys through that, because when LeBlanc takes people for a walk, they die. So how about I just let's guide you through the champion picks here. Actually, I need to plug something real quick, though, while we're at this particular screen. Guys, we have an in-game chat channel. You can join it by going to the bottom right corner of your screen, clicking View Your Chat Room's control panel, going up, clicking Create or Join a Chat Room, and typing in DominateDominion 2, and hitting Enter. It will pop you over here into this channel. Once you're in that channel, go up into the upper right-hand corner. Once you click on that little gear box, click on Auto Join on Startup. And that way you won't have to worry about joining it every single time. Because we have a couple of chat channels where we Dominate Dominion guys like to hang out. We officially have 2 chat channels now. I'll be hanging out in both of them. You, sir, you're part of the problem. Go back to Summoner's Rift. Alright, sorry, that was very spiteful. I apologize. You can stay. Alright. But yeah, we have an in-game chat channel. This tournament is free. It happens every week. Next week will be Dominate Dominion 56. And Paisley and Childsport's not in these finals, man. We have freaking... we're pretty much a big deal. And... Cheese Enema! It's Pepperjack! Okay, so... Talith freaking PA has picked up Zyra for his team. Zyra, good zoning ability, lots of ability power damage, just crazy spell damage, photosynthesis. She's a plant and she eats stars. That's great. Armor is on Urgot. Urgot is like the crab boss man thing, whatever. He has a Bane mask and a weird glowy green eye. What he looks like, though, is not important, because Urgot looks don't matter, because he has long range. Corrosive Charge. You tag him with that. Those Acid Hunters are just swoop, gonna be landing on people. He's a very safe AD carry. Well, AD caster, AD... Look, he's a ranged damage champion that doesn't die immediately if you catch him trying to tie his shoelaces, like Ash, Varus, Ezreal, Kog'Maw, other Misfortune, things like that. If you catch Urgot out, he can escape. He's a very safe, very good character. I like him a lot. We're seeing Jarvan being picked up for the team. Also, durable character, spawns Mount Doom on people, has an airborne, does good damage, takes damage well. Just such a solid champion. Really annoying to tag in YouTube videos when I post the VODs, however, because I have to tag him as Jarvan, J4, and Jarvan the 4th. It takes 3 slots in my tags. You guys. Maokai being picked, extremely durable, hard to in-seat from towers. His ultimate, combined with anyone else, just makes them so damn difficult to kill. If you have J4 and Urgot inside of Maelstrom, they're gonna live for a really long time, and it's gonna be pretty bad. You don't want to have that happen. Maokai also has an airborne. People forget about that. He punches you, you go bop into the air, stuff gets interrupted. It's a short-term CC. Also, he has a long-range AP AoE. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's great for interrupting towers, and he has a snare. Moloko, dude, that's the correct level of hype. I want to see percent hype in the chat, everyone. I want to see some percent hype, because Payzell Child Support is not in the finals. This is going to be... We get to see a best of 3 that does not involve that team. Now, we love Payzell and Child Support. They're great competitors. They're here a lot. But we have very little experience seeing teams that aren't PEX in a best of 3 environment. We always see them in a best of 1 environment. So we'll see how these teams can transition into having to counter-pick each other without having to worry about, PEX as champions. Like, this is so fascinating for me, man. Ahri got picked. You know why Ahri's good? She has a multiple target... What's that called? Line effect. It hits a bunch of people going out, and it hits a bunch of people going back. Good for interrupting multiple targets. She has a taunt. Taunts are great. She can dash around. I'm not sure how important that is, but it seems to keep her alive. You gotta love the Ahri pick, man. So overall, they have a really durable team comp. Zyra and Ahri can really dish out the hurt, and Maokai, J4, and Urgot are very durable characters. So they have a lot going for them on that team, but it looks like Cheese Enema's also got a pretty solid comp going their way, because I haven't seen a Poppy in a while, and I'm scared. Wow, this is Arcos Poppy even. I haven't seen that in freaking ages. I love Arcos Poppy. I'm percent hyped for this Chaosos.
I am
a minute and a
hype.
half.
Okay, so per mil hype for Sifu Calvin on Talon, lots of AD burst, and is able to just get to his targets fairly effectively and just burst them down. Lurch on Trundle, everyone saw how effective that was last game. Trundle is just a very, very strong post remake, and every 36 seconds at 40% cooldown with a rank 3 ult, he just wins one duel because his ultimate leeches so much life and shreds so much resistances. Krayog on Amumu. Amumu can also be incredibly effective. Will just run, has lots of AoE damage, has those stuns, and is just going to be able be very effective in those team fights at shutting down auto attackers like Urgot can be, and then also Jarvan's auto attacks, which will be very important. And then also Amumu CC can really shut down Ahri from trying to move around. Poppy, very effective. Basically, he says, I want to 1v1 bro, by just being able to, with her ult, just being able to ignore one person. And then KH on Janna. Very effective, very fast, has a lot of crowd control, can just say no to team fights with how effective a disengage her ultimate can be. And that pretty much sums up the purple team, which is Cheese Enema.
Yeah, finals
hype.
1, guys. Percent hype.
Per mil hype.
don't know what that is, so let's not use it because it makes me scared. All right, yeah. So if you guys are excited to see this game, I want to see the percent hypes in the chat because this is the finals. This is game 1 of the finals, and Pays Evelyn Child Support is in the consolation matches. They are not going to be present in the finals. Instead, it is going to be 2 different teams. It is going to be We're Pretty Much a Big Deal. It's going to consist of Talith PA playing as Zyra, Armor playing as Maokai, Commander Peoples playing as Jarvan IV, Sauron playing as Urgot, and Micaiah playing as Ari. And one half of your casters for this finals, for this tournament, this Dominate Dominion 55 tournament, I'm Gandair, and casting with me is
Chaosos. And so on the purple team, we have Sifu Calvin on Crimson Elite Talon. We have Lurch on Trundle, Krayug on Little Knight Amumu, Arcos on Blacksmith Poppy, and MK on Victorious Janna.
Alright, and I keep mistaking that Janna for Diana when I just glance at it for a second because they're in a similar pose to each other.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
That's a thing that can happen. Looking at the summoner spells here, there's 2 CVs on one side, only 1 on the other.
Ooh. Actually, I'm not entirely convinced by that double CV, because I think one CV can be incredibly effective when used well, because it shows you where people are, but it already has such a short cooldown that I don't think you need that extra one.
Alright.
Because it's only a 60-second cooldown without the without CD reduction mastery.
You know, sometimes I want to hold the viewers hostage and be like, hey, you don't get to see KDA or items until we get 10 more followers to the Twitch channel. Sometimes I want to be a super villain. That day, though, is not the day because this is percent hype day. Armor disconnected because he reconnected.
Welcome to the Crystal Skull.
That was an interesting sentence. Per mil hype. Yeah, percent hype, man. Alright, so the Eye of Sauron is watching over you. Any item you buy, he's gonna see. Because when you are in the Crystal Scar, look across from you. Because that is where Sauron is gonna be. Alright, I'm gonna follow Red Team up, because Red Team never gets enough love in these opening camera sections here. And look at the items, nothing looks out of the ordinary to me. Well, there's a pretty fast codex on Janna, actually. It's not something I see very often. I don't see that too much.
Yeah, it looks like she's going for the Merlin since she's getting that fairy charm. I don't know Poppy as well. Could you tell me something about this Doran Shield start Poppy?
Arcos likes to do this weird durability Poppy thing where he gets a couple durability items early, and he gets then he just gets the AP. So that way he's not as squishy early game and just rushes for that sheen. And then he has the ability to kind of stand and deliver a little bit. Pop an ability, get the sheen proc. Pop an ability, get the sheen proc. And really kind of make that happen. That's something that I like about it so much. That's why I'm kind of excited to see Arcos Poppy, because I haven't seen it in the game in a while.
I mean, that's what Poppy was designed to do. She was supposed to be a tank when she came out, around when I actually started playing League of Legends.
Uh-oh, Arcos. Arcos, I'm scared for you, man.
But Poppy has that passive.
Talith Pay having to retreat a little bit. Guys, post which champ you think is going to die first in the chat.
It's not going to be Poppy. Poppy's passive is just one of the best passives in the game. 50% less damage for any hit that deals more than 10% of your current health.
Kaya getting caught a little bit right there. Arcos healing up. Krowog, it looks like. Amumu going to be the first one down. He gets to go back to the summoner platform for free. Armor getting low on health too. Is that Doc going to be able to take him down?
Oh my god, so many people on low health.
So close. Poppy
Armor
up at the
looks
top
like
there.
he can get away. But yeah, there's so much poke coming out of that Zyra, and Zyra's CC was just too effective for Cheese Enema what am I saying? No, that's Cheese Enema.
This is Cheese Enema. She's not his red team. Yeah, you got it. Trundle down here getting the free beat up on some minions. It's only going to get a little bit more scare once he gets that. He's probably going to go for that Ravenous Hydra again. Look at all these nice, bright, blue ice icons. I love them. Janna heading up to the top here. Going to get there before anyone else does. Maokai's going to get up there. And Maokai is very good at delaying. So, I got no fear up there at the top point. They're bringing some minions in with them. Zyra's going to be able to get there. And it's a lot of forest on that side of the team. It's all plants all day. MK's taking a lot of damage there. Arcos with Storm Shield. Poppy Storm Shield, kind of scary. That's a little bit of a rough thing. You don't want to get clobbered by that.
It's just so much burst.
Middle of the map, the CV goes down right here. They have a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Poppy into the middle of the map right there is going to connect with J4, and look at that, just going in for the tap. Look at all that damage it does. Storm Shield right there, plus the, what's that? No, she didn't use the charge, so that's right. All right, get a little bit of taunt right there. Arcos getting snared down here. That's 3 people on Arcos and less people up at the top, though. But they're not really making that play for Zyra there. Janna's up above. Talon's just a little bit down. Had a little bit of an opening right there to clock her, but I guess not. Janna gets airborne, has to pop the knockback right there. Not able to survive through that, unfortunately. Earth is super effective against flying, apparently. I don't understand the world anymore because that is a fundamental that I've never seen broken. A little bit of a recall right there. Not a lot going on. It seems like they did not find the engagement that they wanted to find in the middle of the map there. Lots of roaming, but they didn't really connect anywhere.
Yeah. I actually like the
Sauron, good Grezes, reveals Janna down there.
Yeah. Sauron getting caught. Oh, what? Poppy ultimate. What I really like about the pick on
5-man up there. Everybody on Urgot.
Oh, what do we call them? Jelly necks for this game?
We're pretty much a big deal.
Oh, we're pretty much a big deal. Okay, that's their name this tournament. Okay, the thing I like about we're pretty much a big deal champions is that they're all able to actually ignore Poppy's passive fairly effectively because Zyra does her damage about Krayog taking a lot of damage.
Oh, damn! Arcos with the dash out through the minion. Good job. That was a play right there. MK's getting a little bit low on health. I don't think Janna, the FA, did not approve that flight plan. You are grounded. Get on the floor. Lurch and Sauron having a disagreement right here. I don't know if Lurch can take him yet, but he looks like he's going for it anyway. Nope.
Not quite. No, the thing is that Sauron is that because we're pretty much a big deal, spreads all their hits out over multiple hits. They don't actually their damage isn't that reduced by Poppy passive when Poppy decides to dive. Because Zyra has her plants, which are more constant hits than just one big hit. Maokai would have some troubles. Commander Peoples, the Jarvan passive actually counts as a separate hit. And we're doing some damage. Sauron's damage is spread out over multiple hits. And then Ahri's things are all split over 2 to 3 hits, as opposed to just being one big hit. Big team fight coming out, lots of ultimates, lots of AoE.
Ult stack goes down right there, and it looks like we're pretty much a big deal. Had the better end of the deal in positioning there. Early on in the fight, Arcos tried to drive Tal of PA out, but was not able to do so. But in that exchange, however, Lurch has been able to pick up the bottom point. Arcos is going to go down, but Sauron is now trapped in between a Talon and an escape route. But is he going to be able to make it away? Armor, can you bail him out? Yep, just barely there. Oh, but Arcos' Poppy wants some of Sauron, and there's the position reversal right there. Retreats through his teammates who had captured the drill. Sauron with the great escape.
Oh, very nice play by Sauron there.
He may have had to run all the way across the map, but he managed to get out. And it looks like Cheeseman is going to take the 3-cap back briefly here. The bottom point is still... Sauron looks like he's going to use the minions to clear that, but that is going to give time for Lurch to get down into a position in which he might be able to defend it. Looks like... I don't know if he revealed himself there or not. Doesn't look like Sauron's aware, but he is now. There's the interrupt on it. There goes Frozen Kingdom being thrown down. And there's the defensive garrison there. Now, he doesn't want to pick a fight with Micaiah there because of the taunt into Spirit Rush or anything Ahri. But there's a lopside fight up at the top because there's 2 down there in the bottom. So it's a 4v3 up here. However, Armor's Maokai is on the point, which makes the team extremely durable while they're fighting on it. And it looks like they're doing a pretty good job of sustaining up here. However, once Maelstrom went down, things kind of started going a little bit sour for him. And now...
Lurch getting caught pretty hard. Man, Lurch is dead.
Yep.
Oh, Pink's coming out. Saying watch out for our bottom. Trying to bite Cheese Enema.
Who are they going to send down there? It looks like Talon's going down there to break it for a moment. Janna hanging out up here. Now Janna, a little bit low on health up here. Oh, Arcos Poppy right into the fight there. Talith PA taking some damage. Talith AP maybe today. That's not how you spell AP. And MKH, oh, the sapling lands and takes out Janna, so it's still active to put a little bit of hurt on Krauog there, but the delay from Janna and Poppy was enough to make Sifu Calvin get here in time. Now, Arcos is looking for a spot to land. He has mana, so he can still contribute to this fight, but it's very crucial that he engages in the right way, and he gets a good hit on Micaiah right there, a good stun by Kraugs to keep Arcos alive. Arcos does not get tagged by that Orb Deception, though. And, we're gonna see, the body slams him into the tower, makes him take that extra shot there. And Arcos is just one taunt or snare away from utter disaster here.
But remember, he has that passive. Don't discount that Poppy passive.
And, oh, Peoples is finally going to take Poppy down, it looks like. Long delay up there at the top point. They are going to turn it over, however. Good solo defense by Poppy. And in the bottom lane, however, Sauron is going to get killed by Janna, maybe. It looks like. Yep. Janna's got that under control.
But Janna did take a lot of damage there.
They got the point back, though. And they have racked up a pretty fair deficit, though, unfortunately. Sifu Calvin and crew on Cheese Enema, they're down about halfway. So, there's plenty of time to recover that in the game, but it's an unfortunate position to be in right now. The Sifu Calvin and them, everyone on Cheese Enema, last game they got down by about this much and were able to bring it back, so we'll see if they can do it again. Argo's getting caught out, not very friendly. There goes the Diplomatic Immunity right there on Armor. Now, Armor does do a fair amount of damage, though. This is going to keep Poppy alive for a little while, and Armor gets driven out of the fight. MKH is lagging behind. MKH is kind of a scary spot. Does manage to regroup with the team, though. Mumu hanging out over there. Mumu's got 30 seconds on the ultimate, and they're in a really good position to gank bot, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to go full on bottom lane.
Yeah, with Mumu just holding because Mumu is really tanky. Lurch again, though, doing that Hydra first build. That seems to be working pretty well for him. Not quite as well against that Urgot, but still very effective.
It gives a lot of sustain and a lot of damage. So it's a very good talent to have. Ooh, good bandage toss right there from Krauog over there at the drill. Very nice awareness of that. MKH, Arcos over here. And
one down.
MKH does get killed. Arcos starting to get chipped down pretty quickly here. That Zyra passive. And Arcos, Micaiah with the triple kill right
Doesn't
there.
matter, though. Still a 3 cap. And Lurch does not have his ultimate up yet.
Exactly.
Defensive garrison, though.
They did not get the point. Yeah, sure, they got 3 kills. Whatever. The point's more important than kills because the points are what damage the enemy's nexus. You could kill them 500 times in a game, but if you didn't have the right points, nothing was going to happen anyway. And MKH, you're getting beat up right there. Please don't do that. Sauron is sharp and pointy. He shoots little knives.
They're the rockets. Because he's got that Battlecast skin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're getting small arms explosives at you, Janna. That's not okay.
No, they're even worse than... Yeah, Battlecast Urgot, in my opinion, is pretty much one of those mandatory skins. Like, if you don't have the skin, you're bad at this champion.
Oh no, the chainsaw one's pretty cool. Uh-oh, Krauog, that's not a good place to be. Man, looks like Janna and Poppy, that's not so good over there. Janna getting taken down, and now Arcos getting beat up a little bit. Good slam right there, but Diplomatic Ability is up. I don't know why Micaiah would waste spells like that, knowing that that was active, but it looks like she has plenty of mana, so not very much of a big deal right there. Civil Calvin going in, lots of burst there on Ari. She takes damage very, very well.
Lurch is just single-handedly carrying this game. Because Zoran's coming up to pressure, and that's why they're winning team fights. But it doesn't matter because Lurch just keeps getting these points and holding them for so long.
Sifu Calvin was finally able to connect with Ari and finish her off right there. Lurch down here in the bottom lane, keeping things good and delayed.
Ari aggressively going into melee against Trundle. That's not with Ignite. Okay, Ignite really helped there because without that Ignite, that would have been a really bad idea.
However, top lane.
Blue team has captured the point.
They're going to pick up the quest objective
point rotation
up here too.
Yeah, with the point rotation, looks like neutralize is going to go down.
Micaiah,
But-
he's got this under control down here. Pops down the pillar. Whichever.
Yeah.
I screwed up. We roll with it. All right, armor down here in the bottom. Got a stun right there, going off on the
Sifu doing lots of
Maokai.
damage. But look at
And
Lurch.
Maokai
Look at the
getting
size
chased
of that
away.
troll. Look at the size of that troll. Only Janna up top. Will she realize and go down to mid? Though it looks like Ari's up.
Peoples over there. Lurch going in for him. Uh-oh. You've trapped yourself in with Trundle. I don't know how you feel about that, J4, but I know your opinion can't be voiced because you are dead, sir. J4 gets a free trip back to the summoner platform. Sauron gets beat up, and now Talith PA does have a lot of damage he can still put out right here. Talith PA has plenty of mana, plenty of health, so he can do something here about this point. Maybe.
Doesn't matter. That Poppy's just gonna do so much damage.
Oh,
Look at
man. That was splat.
Yeah, exactly. That Poppy. Oh, the true damage.
Ouch. That was very rude, Talith PA.
You don't forget about Zyra passive though. That was a mistake.
Well, they could have only hit one person with it anyway, so I guess it worked out. Someone was going to get hit. If Poppy broke off, then Amumu would have gotten shot, and that would have just been more delay for Zyra, so... MKH right there. Oh, what the? You kicked armor over the wall? That's pretty cool. Did not know that could happen.
Oh yeah, no, it's just that it's pretty rare. You have to get people lined up just right.
And MKH is living a little while here.
Yeah, the shields are really strong. Steve is probably do so much.
Spirit rushing right on out of the way of that airborne right there. Arcos is going to find armor, slam him into the wall there. And now Arcos
is going for blood.
trying to Makai out of the fight. She's trying to retreat as quick as possible, but nope. Looks like she's going to be okay. Helps Zyra pick up the kill on that. And now Zyra alone up here at the top. Talith PA's got enough damage to kill everybody he sees, but I feel like they're going to be a little bit smarter than letting that happen.
Yeah. Soren getting that bot lane kill, though, with the neutralize into a cap, it looks like.
Now it looks like
Oh, no.
he's going to go
Nope,
ahead and use
neutralize.
that opportunity to recall. Having two caps is just going to make it make the clock stop for a little while, which is fine, because you're not losing Nexus health, so...
Yeah, and they're up. And who do you favor late game? Poppy gets really, really scary late game, and Lurch also will get really scary late game.
Red team's captured the ball now.
Enema has been sort of known for their like really aggressive gameplay, but it looks like you're right. They do have a couple champions that are sort of late game hero.
I mean, this is what happened last game also.
Yeah, they got behind for a fair amount, and then they just brought it back. All right, Trundle
I think
down the
even
bottom
before that-
lane, beating up some minions. Oh, interrupts Sauron right there. Good catch by Lurch. Zephyr slow from Janna, knocked back away from the point. Sauron getting chased by Lurch right now, tries to position reverse out, and J4 is going to save him, it looks like.
Yeah,
Lurch
but
was
Lurch
going for it pretty hard.
Lurch stealing the ult, so Gurgot ult though gives you so many resists. Lurch just stole all of those with that Trundle ult, and look how much damage he was like stealing there.
That was pretty rough. Now in the middle of the map, though, it looks like Arco's coming down to defend the Boneyard. They know Maokai's up at the top, and they just really don't have anything on Maokai with Talon and Amumu. So they're going to go ahead and make this play for the drill right here. Both of them recalled from the windmill. They're not aware of that, though, but they will be once they come out, because they know who's dead and who's not. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went from here straight up to the windmill with someone.
Got the cap though, and Arcos managed to get that 1v1 kill on Peoples.
Alright, Sifu Calvin, where are you going, man?
He's
You are
not entirely sure
Talon.
himself.
Uh-oh. That's
However,
kind of scary.
yeah, that's not kinda. That's really scary. And that's it. That's a
Oh,
dead
man.
Talon.
Looks like, is Amumu going to be able to get to the windmill and turn that around before they send someone up? Nope, Maokai's already on his way. But
Doesn't matter. They're getting that bot point.
they're gaining it pretty handily, too. Uh-oh, Sauron, don't stand in the
that
laser!
double. Yeah, Laser's really strong, and Jarvan's really strong.
And Janna not able to seal the deal on the point, unfortunately. Tried to get a little bit of capture in on it. Sifu Calvin came down, but he didn't make a play for bottom.
Ah,
And he didn't make a play for the windmill either. There's a little bit of a missed opportunity right there by Enema. MK just throwing people over walls, no big deal. All game long, Janna hates walls. But Janna is going to be able to lay this point for quite a while down here, which I think is really good because they need the clock to be stopped for a little while. She's keeping two of their most durable people busy. In the top lane, however, they're going for Talith. They get Talith down.
Oh, Freyog with the late
the
ult.
Amumu ult just did not connect,
Well,
unfortunately.
it was the latency. He didn't realize that Zyra would already be dead.
Yep. Now, Arco's not able to get Micaiah down.
Again, it's
unfortunately.
Ahri's mechanics mean that she's pretty effective against that Poppy.
Yep. That was very unfortunate. That whole chain of events right there. But it's only 90 health to 267, so they do have a little bit of room to flip this the other way. Emphasis on a little bit of room there. It's kind of getting a little bit ugly now. When they get around to 60, that's when I'm going to start being scared.
Oh, Lurch. Lurch is dead.
Yep, he did not have that, unfortunately.
Yeah, his ult wasn't up yet, and that was the problem. And then Sauron just came down and finished him off before his ult would be up. So, a little bit of dance bottom, a little bit of dance mid. Don't need the Storm Shield. Arco's doing so much damage.
And Commander Peoples is going to be able to survive. He got
Double
raked.
assassin.
No.
Double Assassin 2 meta.
Middle of
So much
good
crowd.
ult right there, but can they get down? Ahri, it looks like that Spirit Rush is down, unfortunately. Otherwise, she probably would just dash on out of there. And Arcos comes
everywhere in this game. Armor.
Oh, armor, what? Oh, no.
The Janna.
Safety Janna respects her team's needs to kill the other guy. Lurch turns around. He's going to fight J4. No, he doesn't want any of that. Looks like he's going to go somewhere else. No, middle, bottom, Lurch, where are you going? Tell me, man. Tell me. Okay, he's going over. I have no idea where Lurch is going. But in the top, MMKH is going to pick up this neutral up here. He's going to flatten that point and flip it around. And there you go. This is the position that they want to be in.
Yep. So they got 3 cap. Lurch needs to just eat. No, actually, no. Lurch is regenerating pretty quickly.
Yeah, he has the HP 5, man. I mean, he's got the Spirit Visage and the Ravenous Hydra right there. So
and he's got his Contaminate.
Yeah.
Or not Contaminate anymore. Frozen Domain. Frozen Domain.
Frozen Kingdom?
No, it's
Frozen Domain. Okay.
Frozen Domain. Yeah.
All right.
And
And
new spell names.
both teams really actively looking for position right now. Lurch not revealing himself in the bottom.
Talos is caught and decimated.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Talos
Okay.
doesn't have his revive either, so that's a bad situation to be in. Looks like Lurch going straight down for that bottom point right now. Micaiah able to do a lot of damage right there, and like, really pick up some kills.
Not sure
Arcos has got it, right? Yeah, Arcos got her.
I'm not sure if that was the right call by I mean, he got the neutralize. I'm still not sure if that was the right call, though. Because I think Jaina's CC could have been really useful in that fight.
They did the neutral off on it, though. They are going to lose the windmill in the
Oh,
exchange.
they got bottom, though.
Yes. Lurch broke off when the fight started. He went straight for the bottom. So guaranteed point while all of that was going on. And the top is
And
neutral.
Arcos, again, that Poppy pass is doing so much work, but not enough. One more auto attack. And MK just needs to get that one auto. Oh, that's Zephyr.
So MKH has that handled up there at the top.
Krayog landing those bandages.
Now, with Ahri down here, I don't like Lurch's chances, unfortunately. He really can't fight Ahri very well.
Yeah.
Oh, Sauron with the switch up at the top. Looks like he's going to take care of that. And Sifu Calvin is not going to be able to take Sauron down.
That was too good. That 35% damage reduction.
And the bottom, does Lurch have anything on Ahri at all? We will see. Nope, Spirit Rush has been activated. Nothing. Yeah, with Ahri there, Trundle just didn't have anything. So they're going to get that point back. Up at the top, Arcos is going to take care of Sauron. He is going to capture this point before Maokai gets here, though.
Yeah.
Don't make me a liar, Arcos? Arcos!
Arcos just made you, or no, Armor just made you a lot.
I don't know anything.
I blame Armor.
Worst caster NA. Alright, so Armor up there at the top. Now Amumu is going to get this point captured before anyone else shows up. I'm right half the time.
Right 60%, right all the time, 60% of the time.
Yes. I like they give me more faith than I did. I like the 60 man. Oh, Micaiah, the damage. Go home. Micaiah, you're injured. Actually, no, stay back in the fight and poke. That's what you do when you're that damaged. Oh, she's going to go for the quick recall and try and come back.
Yeah,
Looks like.
I mean, she had ult, but
defensive garrison down on that point up there at the top. And oh, Arcos comes into the fight. Talon, oh, Talon, so much damage too. So they're doing pretty good up there. Took down Zyra and Maokai.
Two bot. However, Lurch though is just too dominating.
In before Arcos.
Oh.
Ugh.
So much
that
burst.
was ugly damage.
Yeah, Commander Peoples though building relatively glass, but allows them to
Sifu
burst.
Calvin
But
erased Urgot.
And then still did massive damage to Peoples at the same time. Again, that's what that glass Jarvan does, is he dies pretty easily. But he can output so much burst with EQ into R dunk.
And
Yeah,
Krog, nope.
they're overextending right there. I'm not convinced Krog and MK quite. Oh wow, that
Oh,
Amumu.
what?
Amumu.
Oh, get back, Amumu. I'm scared for you. Oh, get back.
Get into the heel.
That
Get
guy.
into the heel.
Stay in the heel. Uh-oh, Arcos is looking for it.
I don't
Arcos
know.
doesn't want any because Ari has Revive. And that Ari Revive might win them that game.
Yeah.
Having her back on the field up here at the top right now.
No revives. Actually, MK, his revive is pretty close to being off cooldown. Boom. One.
Yeah, but they have 4 people up top. That's going to be a 4v3 at best because of Talon when it could have been a
Poppy has
3v4.
15 seconds on revive. Poppy will be... Janna's revive is just about up also. So Poppy is going to be able to revive as soon as she's dead.
Now, Arcos does manage to take down Ari. There we go. That's one person that you want dead. And
Yeah.
it looks like Amumu, oh, he's diving pretty hard to try. Nope, minions happen.
But Arcos is going for that neutralize on the refinery. So
If they can get that, it will work out heavily in their favor. There we go. That's neutral down there. Poppy's actually going to get a full cap on that, which is
Yeah.
good. Because they need that to stay in the game.
oh, and Lurch versus Sauron. Oh, Sauron just too strong.
Sauron knows how to Black
Or-
Cleaver, Sanguine Blade, Last Whispered Triforce. Oh god, that build is horrifying.
Yeah, there's so much. The thing is, his auto attacks are gonna hurt.
Yeah, the only thing he doesn't have is the Lightbringer. That's his last item.
Oh, tier 3 boots.
Oh yeah, that too. Alright.
Which actually would be really scary with Fuhrer, because Fuhrer works with his Acid Hunter.
Uh-oh. Sifu Calvin, you are very fragile. I don't like you being off that point like that.
Oh.
1,045 damage! Talon brings the pain, but unfortunately he's just not durable enough to do things like that. And he
Arcos-
doesn't
yeah.
have his revive in a couple seconds.
Oh man, that Cryo Gold though is so effective. I'd like to say this is a deciding fight, but people are so tanky that this is going to take long enough for everybody to get back up again for
Yep.
another fight.
Okay, Sifu Calvin is alive. Sifu Calvin has revive. All the Sifu Calvins and all the Cheese Enema couldn't put Windmill back together again? I hope that's not the case. J4 takes down Poppy. MKH has a tornado.
Burst on. No, he doesn't have enough to burst down Tala. Oh, Sifu!
Oh!
Barely
Get
getting.
obliterated right there. Sifu
but-
doesn't have the damage to fight J4 though, because J4 is a little bit too durable for that. Janna gonna heal right there. Bottom point neutraled though.
Yeah,
Krog's
that's
gotta
taking
take that
down.
away.
That's taking down on them.
So they need to get
It-
that bottom point back and keep this top delayed. So there's
I think-
Sifu with that revive.
I think we found the counter to Trundle. And that is Sauron's Urgot.
Oh, 711, 709. The damage, 679. 700 damage crits coming out from Talon on Ari right there. And Armor's Maokai up here at the top. He can delay for a while with that Maelstrom. Sifu, don't stand in that!
Yeah, good.
Gets the rake off. Gonna throw some damage down there.
Come on, if Arcos was in there.
Oh! Arcos got it.
Oh.
No! Okay, whoa. I got so
It's a-
scared for that Graveling.
That Graveling wasn't going to get him because of Poppy passive.
Yeah.
And now the neutral cap is double neutral cap is in favor of Cheese Enema, and are they gonna be able to finish the? Oh, so it's 3-1 caps right now. This game is down to the very last. Lurch though going to town.
Lurch is like, oh man, he's swinging that club thing around. MKH can keep this neutral down here for a little while, but he doesn't have any mana. He needs mana. He has a shield.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, this Janna has been out on the field for so long. When's the last time you went back to buy?
It's because it's War Janna, man. Janna's sitting
Janna
on
has
2K.
over 2,000 gold in the bank right now.
Janna does not have revive though. So this bottom lane point is crucially important. Arcos is heading up to the top, but Maokai's up there, and Maokai can defend for a very long time.
Sifu gets the kill on Sora.
Sifu, you're gonna die to Ahri. Get out. Yeah, sorry, he died. Very unfortunate.
Low-ish. If it's just a question of whether Arcos can get on to him, because Maokai can actually kite for a while, even against. I'm not worried about how much damage Poppy really takes, other than unless he gets absurdly low from poke.
Yeah, Ahri up at the top. They won't be able to get that top point, I don't think. Not with Ahri there. Defensive garrison down. Ahri's right there.
Oh, we need that neutralized. They need that neutralized. And
they can't get it with the garrison.
Nope.
So game 1 is going to go to... We're pretty much a big deal. We have a second game, guys. Who wants to watch another one?
I want to watch another one. That was really good. Almost 30 minutes, 29 minutes, 29 seconds of Dominion epicness.
It says 22 on... Okay. Whatever. Alright, guys, we have some RP to give you because, well, that game was cool, so...
Oh.
Let's give you some RP for watching that.
Why not? I was watching... Yeah, I was looking at the bottom one.